Second subreddit I've posted this to. I need help. I feel unsafe and this thing is messing with me. I need help and advice. This thing has been messing with me. The light down my alley is posted up almost like a street light, but it's set up to shine with motion detection. I always thought it was strange but never really thought of it too much, at least until earlier this week. It was a busy day at work. I'm in the fast food business. Mexican chain, known for giving the customer the runs, and a hot spot after a long night of drinking, and I was walking home from my shift. It was late, but I always work late nights. But tonight was different. It was about 3:15 a.m. when I noticed something I've never seen before. The bright light was shining onto the gravel alley. I felt strange about it. It felt like eyes were watching me, and for some strange reason I quickened my pace. I'm not a small guy by any means, 6'1" plus 230 pounds. But when I looked up again as I got closer to my fence, about a house away, something chilled me. The light was off now. In any other circumstance this wouldn't be creepy. However, I've spent enough days hiding from my parents while smoking cigarettes to know that the light stays on for about 5 minutes. The only thing to set it off is for something in its range to set it off again. Through the pitch black down my alley, I saw something darker moving towards me, almost like a shadow that was waiting for me. It didn't seem to have a full shape, however, as if it was moving frantically to me and shifting as it went. I felt like maybe it was just double vision and I was just imagining things. It was late and I was tired. It could have been a shadow and my wild thoughts. A squirrel could have ran by and set off the light before I got there. But the feeling of being watched persisted, and I damn near bolted for the gate's lock and jogged half-heartedly to my back door, trying to tell myself I was being foolish, and unlocked it. As I walked inside I flicked on the light and kicked off my work shoes. Glancing back at the door I saw the note my parents put on the back door about a week or two prior. It says keep locked, and I even remember my dad telling me about this new rule. We live in a bad enough neighborhood for me to understand the rule. After all, it made sense. But I still felt a certain safety after locking it, and didn't even think about it before falling asleep. I had to go to bed soon. I had work the next day and needed to rest up. The next night I approached the alley with no thoughts in my mind, except the idea of sleep and how busy it was at work. And then I saw it. The light was on again, and the feeling of something watching without me being able to see it was there again. I instantly felt awake. I just felt uneasy with it happening 2 days in a row. This time, I didn't look down the alley and quickly unlocked my back door once I got into my yard. I opened the door, got inside and locked the door. The sense of safety was there again, but this time I didn't forget about it. I wondered what it could be, and what if my dad had seen something too one night, while taking the trash out or something, hence the note and the new rule he took time out to tell me about. This was on a Sunday morning and I was hoping some rest would ease my mind. I had off until Tuesday night, so I had time to sleep and try to readjust myself mentally. The 2 days I had off were over and today I walked home with a stronger mindset. But tonight was way creepier than I was prepared for. I had thoughts about me just overreacting to things and being over-imaginative. I decided to pace through the alley and not even pay attention to the light being on. We were running late that day and the time was 4:10 a.m. and I was beyond tired, but I kept moving towards my gate, a little bit less than halfway down the alley. I never quickened my pace and tried to stay calm as the feeling of someone else silently getting closer was in the back of my mind. It felt as if I was standing in front of a gigantic mirror, and my gate was just close enough for me to not run into the mirror and meet the figure coming at me. I know this doesn't sound real, but at the time I felt it, I saw a figure, well-formed and about my height, shadowed in the dark, walking towards me as I walked towards it. I didn't get a good glance before I ran. Through my peripheral I saw what seemed like someone running towards my gate as well. But this thing stopped before the gate, about 2 feet from it before it stopped. Abruptly, it bent its knees to not trip and go further from momentum, and it seemed like one of its hands tried to grab something off the ground. I sure as hell wasn't gonna stop to look. I got inside as quick as possible, closed the door, and locked it. I was so scared, my body felt drained and I was hungry and thirsty instantly. I kept thinking about it until I eventually calmed down. I sat down and pet my dog and ate leftovers on the couch, and put the thought on the back of my mind. The main reason I made this post is because I watch creepypastas narrated on YouTube, and they've mentioned these places on Reddit before, and I need help and advice on what I should do forward without anything getting worse. I was supposed to go in today for work, but my boss told me I didn't have to, so the Wednesday was a day for me to relax and do nothing. The past 2 nights I slept in the chair next to my bed, away from the window, so I could play Modern Warfare until I passed out. Tonight, unfortunately, I slept in my bed, but I felt awake, just a slight heaviness in my eyes. As I rolled in bed and looked outside through my open window and noticed something, I saw that same shadowy figure, except this time it was on the side of my alley that I walked from. Just a quick glimpse, but enough for me to remember the idea of being so close to it. It felt as I was being stared at again, and I instantly got a jolt of adrenaline. I moved my eyes and started getting those feelings of not being safe. I looked outside every few minutes and would get glimpses of this thing moving just outside of perfect view, but it was there. I need to know what I should do next. I'm worried for my safety. I should note that I had a disposable vape in the front pocket of my work shirt. I'm not sure, but I might have dropped it while running towards the gate of my backyard. I just know that it's gone now, and the vape may have been what the thing stopped and bent down to grab. On one hand, it could have been what stopped it from reaching me that night, but today that shadowy thing was on my side of the alley. I'm not sure if it needed something of mine to cross that threshold, or if it's always been able to cross and I just now noticed. But it's creeping me out a lot. When I was looking outside, it seemed like it was all over the view I had, almost as if it was exploring the side it's never been to before. But I still felt like I was unsafe and being watched. I work tonight, 5 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. A short shift, and hopefully I'll be okay. I'll be going in through the front door though, and I can post an update once I'm inside. I can try to get a video of the light being on and take a picture of the note my parents wrote as well. However, I'm not sure if the light will be on tonight, seeing that it won't be at those supposedly more haunted times of the night, and this being had now been on my side of the alley. This is my first Reddit post, so I'm not sure how to do updates, but I'll do my best, and any tips are very much so appreciated. Thanks guys.